Hey ladies, welcome to our new consultant virtual training class 1. I want to welcome you to Mary Kay, and I'm so excited that you've decided to start your training. And so this is one of 4 training classes, and if we haven't already, make sure when you're finished this training class that you send me a message, call me, text me, something so we can set up a time to go over what you learn in this training class and see if you have any questions. That's going to be what you need to do to get credit for this class. So this class is really about getting your business set up. It's image, attitude, booking, and coaching all in one. And so it's really the basis of your business. And I'm just going to jump right in here. You probably want to have a piece of paper or, your virtual device if you want to take some notes, because when we talk, if you have questions or things like that, that's what I'm going to want to know. We're going to be able to work through this to make sure that you are solid on getting your business set up. And so the first thing I want to talk to you is about Mary Kay's philosophies. And so this business really truly is 95% attitude, 5% skill. And so you can do a lot of things with a great attitude and very little skill. I mean, really what we do is we tell people to put it on and we take it off. Put it on, take it off. How's that feel? How's that look? Okay, awesome. So that's really what we do. And if you can just keep a positive attitude, then I think you're really, really going to go far in Mary Kay. And so that's the first thing. The other thing is willing to be a good student. And so just by doing these virtual training classes, that's going to be the first step of being a good student. You're investing in you. You're investing in your business. And of course, Mary Kay's a little bit different. We are a relationship-based business. You're not going to be able to do everything virtually. So we are doing these training classes virtually because everyone's schedule is crazy. But you do want to get plugged in to your local success event. And that's going to be super, super important. That's going to be where you get your skincare training. That's going to be where you get your glamour training. That's where you're going to build relationships with other women in Mary Kay. I would not be in Mary Kay for as long as I've been in if it wasn't for the girlfriends that I've made in Mary Kay. So we have to have that connection. So make sure that you're plugging into that. And then of course, all the company events. So depending on what time of year it is, January Jumpstart, career conference, seminar, and then we have some fun things like a fall retreat in October. So lots of different things that you want to get plugged into, and it's going to be instrumental to your success. So just know that right now, the training is never out for the pro. So just make sure that you're focused on that right from the beginning. And so the other thing is you become like the 5 people that you've been around you're around the most. And so that was a little scary to me when I was in new consultant training, because I thought about the people that I was around, and even though I loved many of them, they weren't very positive. And that's the other thing that you're going to get from your Mary Kay business. And being connected to those women. You're going to get the positivity that comes with having a Mary Kay business and being part of that Mary Kay world and the culture. And so if you're around women that really aren't positive, they don't support you, they don't even know they're being negative. It's not to be mean, they just really don't even realize it. Then make sure that you're limiting your time with them. Doesn't mean you can't be around them. Many times it's like family members. So it doesn't mean you can't be around them. It just means you want to limit your time to them. And what I want you to really think about, this is where we can make a difference with our Mary Kay business. And I'm always extremely interested in making a difference, making our world better through our Mary Kay business. And so you're someone else's 5. You are one of someone else's 5. So what are you projecting? What are you saying? What are you doing? Are you someone who people want to be around? Or are they saying, oh gosh, here she comes? I'm hoping not. I don't think you are. So, but just think about that. And then of course the golden rule. And so we do unto others as we would have them do unto us. And so that really comes into play with all aspects of our business, but definitely with our customers. Mary Kay's a little bit different than other home-based companies. We literally build customer bases and we keep customers for life. And so if you know someone who has a consultant already and she's at one of your parties, she can totally buy from you because she's there to support the hostess. But if she wants any future bookings or if she wants to purchase any products for the future, you want to make sure you refer her back to her original consultant, because you're going to be building a customer base too. And you don't want someone to come in just because she's new or whatever and say, oh, you don't need to buy from her. I'm new. Help me out, or whatever. And of course there are situations where there's always exceptions to the rules. Like, when I started Mary Kay, my mother-in-law was a customer. And so, of course, she buys from me. She's my mother-in-law. But, so close family, they do go with a new consultant. But, just because you work in the office with someone, still refer them back. That consultant's worked really hard, and I do truly believe that when we operate our business in that way, then people will send our customers back to us as well. The customers don't always get it, so it's up to us in Mary Kay to hold on to that legacy and upholding the Mary Kay Go Give spirit. So I know because you're part of the Born to Win unit that you're going to operate that way. So that's Mary Kay's philosophies in a 2-minute nutshell. The second thing is image. Oh my gosh. So you're an independent business owner with Mary Kay. You don't have a boss. I'm not your boss. I'm just your mentor. But I can tell you that some things that Mary Kay's asked us to do, and still over 50 years later, we're still honoring those. And I think it makes a difference in our business. And so, you know what? You want to dress appropriately for the situation you're in. Like when I go to the gym, I'm not in heels. I might not have my big danglies on, but I still try to have, my skin looking really good. I still try to look like I didn't roll out of bed, because we are seeing people everywhere we go. And lots of companies have to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on advertising. And so we don't have to do that. We just can be us. We can just look like we're Mary Kay beauty consultants, like we actually sell skincare cosmetics. And so when you do that, it really opens up the opportunity for you to talk to lots and lots of people. So in your everyday life, I always recommend that you just dress one step up what everyone else is going to dress, because they really will take notice, and it's just free advertising for you. So just think about that. The thing with Mary Kay, when you come to a Mary Kay training event, a company event, anything where we're gathering as consultants, then Mary Kay asks us to wear a skirt or a dress, and of course all of your parties as well. And so you might not be a skirt person, and that's okay. Just go with the flow. Just give it a try. Tights, not legging tights, but like pantyhose tights, like the thick ones, with some knee boots in the wintertime are great. Summer dresses in the summertime are great. Just make it work for you. But I will tell you that women take notice to other women that have skirts and dresses on. And so I remember when I was a new consultant, Pam, my national, and my director, she said, you know what, always skirted or always dressed when you're doing an appointment. So I always did that. And when you always start with your friends and family. So my friends and family would come over, and they would get their makeover, their facial, whatever we were doing. And they're like, Mindy, you don't have to get all dressed up for me. And I was like, well, I'm working. And so when I work for someone else, I dress the part. So if I'm going to work for myself, why wouldn't I dress the part? And so what it did is subconsciously say to them, hey, Mindy's working now. She's not playing. She's not free entertainment. I'm here. She's going to expect me to spend some money. But when I'm in my comfortable clothes or just my everyday clothes, they kind of feel like we're just playing. And so I don't have time to just play. We're here to make money. And so that's just one way to really set the tone. I can't tell you how many Mary Kay parties I've been to when I hear other women talking. Women take notice. We take notice. We just do. And they're talking, and I'm doing something else, and I hear them comment on how professionally dressed I am and how they can tell I take my business seriously. And I can tell you, my average party minimum is 500. 500. So I don't cut little corners. Work your business and work it solid. So the other thing is really, really great is the beauty smock. Oh my gosh, you can get that from MK Connections. I think it's like $50 or something like that. Take a look at that. You never know. You never have to think about what you're going to wear again. You put just a black skirt on with that thing, a little tank underneath, and you zip that up and down, and you are set. You don't even have to worry about your wardrobe, okay? So that's going to be the one thing with dressing. So always use, I know I don't have to tell you this, but always use Mary Kay products. Make sure you use them and use a ton, because the more you use, the more you're going to have confidence in, and the more you're going to be able to talk about. And I always say that whatever your favorites are is what you're going to sell. So the more things you love, the more you're going to sell. It's just the way it is. So that's really important. If you're inviting your guests to an event that we're doing, locally, wherever you are, then make sure you let them know that the consultants are going to be dressed professionally. They can wear whatever they want to wear, obviously. But I have personally forgotten to let my customers know that. And, maybe it was summertime and they came in like little cutoff shorts and a tank top or whatever, which was totally appropriate for, wherever. But we're there in like a director's suit and like all this bling, and they felt horrible. So they can wear whatever they want, but I know most women would prefer to dress like the average so they feel more comfortable. So just make sure and just learn from my mistake. Absolutely. have your face on even when you're not working. You know, you are in the cosmetic industry. Like, I think about someone that owns a lawn care business, you know, or I have a friend that owns a roofing company, and they redid, as soon as they moved in, they put a brand new roof on their house. They top notch everything because they knew that everyone else in the community was going to be looking at their roof. And I can't tell you how many roofs they've sold in their neighborhood because of that. It's the same thing with the landscape or hairdressers. Like, who wants to go to a hairstylist that has bad hair? Girls, not me. So make sure you're dressing the part, okay? It's advertising for you that costs you nothing. So that's really, really important. Okay. Oh, social media. So I love social media. There's lots of guidelines with that, you know. We'll talk about that in another training class, but I want to let you know this. Oh my goodness. You are a business owner now. So you never know who's going to show up to a party that you're doing, which I love that. You always get to see some familiar faces. But if you are bashing people on social media or just being negative all the time, people are going to have a perception about you. And then when you get to your Mary Kay party and you're all, woohoo, Mary Kay, we're happy, we're positive, they're going to be like, girlfriend, I saw you on social media. You're like cranking about everything. So don't do that anymore. And of course, these are just recommendations, but these are things that I found that really make a difference. So, you know, be positive, be that light, set the tone, let people know that you're fun, that they're going to want to be around you. When they see you, maybe they've seen you on social media and they didn't really know you that well, they're like, oh my gosh, I finally get to be in her space. She's so positive. That is the response that we want to have. So, okay. Moving on from image, I know it's not everyone's favorite thing. We're going to talk about getting your business set up. Oh my goodness. So you, as a new consultant, you get some special things. You can go onto MK Connections and see all the special deals that they have for you with business cards and all this kind of things. Really, really great deals. Check that out. You can't make business cards from Vistaprint or whatever because Mary Kay's a restricted logo. So you want to do everything through MK Connections. So if you need any help with that, if you don't know where to find that, please let me know. These are the things that we're going to talk about in your follow-up call. So make any questions that you have. The other thing is your website. Oh my gosh, ladies, websites are huge. You as a new consultant get it for half price for a full year. So the month that you come in, and the month after, you have to get your website at half price. So let's say you come in, I don't know, December 15th. You would have all of December and until the end of January to get your website at half price. So normally we pay $60. You would get it for $30, okay? For an entire year. Mary Kay updates everything. It's huge. It's a huge, 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 huge deal. And so I remember being a new consultant and I signed up for my website and I just knew that I was going to get all these people flooding to my website. And it didn't happen right away. So I was like, oh, maybe this isn't worth it. But I had to tell people that I had a website. So on the bottom of your email, you can put your website address. You can get the little sticky labels from MK Connections, or you can make your own if you want to, that you can put on all of the back of the products to let your customers know what your website is and you know, how to get in touch with you for reorders, because they're probably going to throw away the catalog. They're probably going to throw away your business card, but their product is going to be in their shower and they run out and they need more. They're going to want to call you. So make sure that you do that. And of course, you can put in 5 zip codes that you're willing to service. That doesn't mean that you can't sell anywhere in the United States, because you totally can. But if someone goes to marykay.com looking for a consultant, then they rotate us into the 5 zip codes that we put in. Of course, these are all things that you can't do unless you have a Mary Kay website. So just do that immediately. It's huge. And of course, if you want your customers to be able to purchase on your website, you're going to want to sign up for ProPay as well. So we'll talk about that in another training class as well, but that's how we process credit cards. So you'll hear a little bit about that in the future videos that we do. So the other thing is a virtual office, a small portable office, I guess I should say. You want to make sure you've got all of your things in one space. You know, our national sales director, Pam Tall, was 18 when she started her business, and her office space was a tote that rode underneath of her bed and back underneath. That's what she did. But the idea is that you have everything in one space, because time is money. And so you don't want to be spending time all over the place, you know, trying to find catalogs here and sales tickets here and pens here and like a crazy person. No, all in one spot. And so, as you grow your business, you might have a Mary Kay room or a Mary Kay card table or a little, section area in your house for Mary Kay. But it doesn't have to be that if that's not where you are right now. But just find a little spot where you have everything all in one place. And I can tell you, it's great to have that little portable office, like a little tote or bag or something in your car at all times. I've been caught a couple times without catalogs and business cards, and it's every time that Greg is with me, and he was like, what kind of consultant are you? What are you doing? You have to have these things. So make sure you've got something in the car for them when you're out shopping and people see you and they need things and that kind of thing. What else do I have for you? Oh, your cell phone. It is like the life to your business. So you want to put a message, if they call and they get your voicemail, you want to put a message to let them know that you got you and that they got you, not you got you, that they got you. And it's free advertising for you again, because we have doctor's appointments, we have hair appointments, all these things. And these people call to confirm our appointments. So mine says something like, hi, you've reached Mindy, your independent Mary Kay beauty consultant. I'm not able to take your call right now, but I'd love to get back to you. Just leave me your name and number and I'll give you a buzz back. Something like that. And so it gives that, it's free advertising, but it also lets people know that if they're a referral from one of your other customers, which if you give awesome customer service, your customers will totally recommend you. So you want to make sure that it's not automated, that they know that they actually got the beauty consultant. So that's something that's really good. It's totally free for you to do. So customer service, let's talk about that. It is absolutely one of my favorite things in Mary Kay. I believe it's one of my claim to fame kind of topics, because I love to treat my customers like royalty. If you're a new consultant and you are a personal team member of mine, more than likely you experience some of my customer service. And I believe that when you treat your customers really well, they'll stay with you for a lifetime. And when they consider starting a business, they'll start it with you and they'll start it the way you started it. So I feel like a lot of my personal team members do really well because they've experienced really awesome customer service from the jumpstart. So a couple things. Profile cards. They are the pink and white cards that come in. I should have had one here when I was doing this video. But anyway, you know what they are. They come in your starter kit. You can get them to fill it out at all of your Mary Kay appointments, when you're on facials, whatever. But it just has their name, a couple questions about them, address, phone number, all those kind of things. And so I make sure my customers always fill that out. And then what you do with that is you go on to Mary Kay InTouch. And you're going to go to Business Tools, My Customers, Add a Customer, and you just put that information in there. It's all a Mary Kay server, and you can trash that piece of paper. But I do so many things with that in My Customers, and so I just tell you a couple of things that I do. One is every time they order from me, even if I wrote up a hand ticket, I'll go in, do Add Order, and I'll type in what they ordered from me, because it saves it underneath their name. That's the only way I can keep track of the products that my customers are using, because more chances than not, they're like, I just had one, honest to goodness, I just had one stop by 2 days ago, and she was like, I need a lip liner. You know what? I'm sure it's on my file. Because she doesn't know. And I have so many customers, I don't know. So I don't want her to like freak out because she doesn't know which one or whatever. It's all right there. So it takes a little bit of time, but it is so important to have all of your customer products that they use right there for them. So that's the one thing. The other thing is you can go, you can do reports. So if you go to My Customers and Reports, you can run reports of every single customer that you have for different things. But one of my favorites is their birthdays. So what I do is I send them, and I have one here, a little birthday card. Happy birthday. And there's a little message on the back. I don't know if you can see that from this card. I'll try to get closer. And then what it says, they can take a certain percentage off for their birthday, and they can have a higher percentage if they have a birthday party with friends. So I get these from pinkprinting.com. They're very inexpensive, a whole pack like $5 or $6 depending on how many you buy. And I mail these out the beginning of each month. So I prepare them so let's say we're in January. I prepare them the last week of January, and then I drop them, all of them, in the mail on January 1st and say, of course it would be the 2nd because the holiday. but have a happy birthday month. And I let them take a percentage. I generally do 20% off for their birthday. That's the highest discount that I give all year, because other than that, they need to hold a party. But they love it. And I just think about all the other high-end stores that we shop from. They always send us a birthday card with a little special. And it's just another way to tie your customers to you, to let them know, hey, I'm your beauty consultant. Don't forget about me when you need products. I'm your girl. And so, what was I going to say about that? Oh, the last week of the month also, what I'll do, so if I sent them out the beginning of January, I will send them a reminder email, because it's for the entire month. So I'll send them a reminder email about a week before the end of the month, because a lot of times they get the postcard and then, they put it on the fridge or they put it in their purse or whatever, and, life happens and they forget. So I generate a lot of sales that last week of the month because I send them that reminder. So follow up is always going to be the key in your Mary Kay business. Don't just assume that things are going to take care of themselves. So birthdays are huge. Okay, so you can another thing for your customers is, I'm a firm believer of having products on hand. I mean, I just feel like when women don't even realize that they're low on eyeliner till it's like dropped out in the sink. Or, I personally put my foundation on this morning. I'm rolling up the tube, half of it squirted into my sink. If I didn't have it downstairs, there's no way I would wait a week for my foundation or my cleanser if I was out, or my eye makeup remover. I mean, that would be the worst. Seriously. So your customers don't want to wait either. And, if they go to MAC or they go to Lancome or they go to Sephora, they're not waiting. They're getting everything right there. So if we want to compete with those companies, then we have to have products on hand. So I always do that. And again, another things super quickly. Now, we do have the customer delivery service. So if I'm on vacation, or maybe I had a run on one product that everyone just purchased, and whatever the situation is, we do have the customer delivery service program. And you can have Mary Kay direct ship to your customers for you. Now, the reason why I don't like to do that on a regular basis is because, one, I want my customers still to see me. We are a relationship building business, okay? So the more they can see me, the more they're going to be tied to me. The other thing is, a lot of times it goes postal mail, which can take up to a week. Again, too long. But it does help in a pinch. So the things you need to know, the way you do that is they already have to be entered into My Customers, like I mentioned a little bit ago. Then you go into that customer's name, add an order, just like you would, like I was telling you, if you were going to keep track of what they were using. But when you do that, you have the option of doing My Inventory or Customer Delivery Service. And you can click Customer Delivery Service if you would like Mary Kay to ship it for you. And of course, if it's under $200, it's $5.75 to direct ship to them. If it's over $200, it's $9.35, and of course, they're going to be charged whichever sales tax their state has. So of course, I'm in Delaware, so the majority of my customers don't pay sales tax. But if you're shipping to any other state, then they're going to pay sales tax. And of course, you can put their credit card information in, you can put your credit card information in, or you can use your ProPay funds to pay for that, however it works best for you. So that's the customer delivery service. And then finally, another way that I tie my customers to me is an original strategy for Mary Kay. It's called the 2+2+2 strategy. And after you sell a product to them, you're going to follow up with them. And I usually let them know this. If I'm at a party or I'm at a facial or whatever, I let them know, hey, Susie, I know that you got new products. I'm super excited about that. I just want to let you know, I'm going to follow up with you in about 2 or 3 days, if that's okay. Just let me know if you'd rather me call or text. What's best for you? And then when she says that, I make a note on her little card, and then I follow up with them in 2 to 3 days to make sure that the products are working out the way they expected them to. And you'll find a lot of different things, which is kind of funny, when you follow up with them. Sometimes they haven't used it yet. Sometimes they're putting it in the wrong spot. Sometimes they love it. Sometimes it wasn't what they expected. Sometimes they didn't get everything that they wanted that night. And because you're following up, they're like, this happens like so many times. that they want to add on more things. And so lots of amazing things can happen with follow-up. If you don't do it, you're missing such an opportunity, because even if they aren't happy with it, we have a 100% guarantee in Mary Kay. It can be switched out for anything else that they want in the line. And so why would I want them to have product that they're not using? Because if they're not using it, they're not going to refer me to anyone, and they're certainly not going to reorder. So follow-up is so important. And so the next follow-up would be 2 weeks to make sure, it's not so much with makeup really, but more skincare with the second 2. You want to make sure that they're seeing a difference and improvement in their skin. And then the third 2 is 2 months. And that's going to be when they're going to start to run out and need more. And so every time you talk to them, you just let them know the next time you're going to be reaching out. So it's not a surprise. And again, this is communication that is keeping them tied to you. And you're building a relationship with them. So the time that you spend on your customers on the front end will pay you for years and years and years and years and years to come. And so it's not a waste of time. It is absolutely one of the best investments you can make in your business. So, are you excited? Are you ready? Okay, so now let's talk about booking. Oh my goodness, guess what happens? Don't book any appointments, you won't make any money. It's just the way it is. We are a business that flourishes when you get the product on women's face and women's skin. I'm going to tell you, the first Mary Kay party I went to, my sister had, I didn't want to go. I didn't think Mary Kay had anything that I wanted or needed. So trust me when I tell you that when I left there almost 15 years ago, I spent $200 in my 20s on product that I think that I wanted or needed. So get it on their face. So for a new consultant, and really any consultant, I always recommend a Power Start or Perfect Start. You take a look at your calendar. You either pick 15 days or 30 days. I'm a month at a glance kind of person. I love a Power Start. 15 faces is a Perfect Start. 15 faces in 2 weeks. Power Start, 30 faces, 30 days. And so you want to talk to people and letting them know that that's your goal. You're a new beauty consultant and you have been challenged to put the product on X amount of faces in X amount of time. Would they be willing to help you out? Would they be willing to help you practice your presentation? Those are the things that you're going to say. Excuse me. Seltzer water. I live off of it. Okay, so what you're going to do, who are you going to reach out to? You're going to make a list. You're going to make a list like your big church wedding list. Like you are getting married in the next month, and every single person that you were invite to that huge church wedding, like money's no object, you would invite them all. That is going to be the women that you're going to be working towards booking in your for your first Power Start. Because sometimes when I say to women, who do you know who's in your circle? They think about the 5 or 6 women that they talk to on a regular basis. I'm saying let's do that, but then also expand. If you would think enough of them to invite them to your wedding, then we think enough of them to offer Mary Kay products to them. And simply because Mary Kay is an amazing product and they're going to feel so much better for it. So that's going to be the first thing. You're going to put everybody on there. And everyone that then you're going to take that list. So say there's, 100, 150 people, women on there. You're going to take that list and you're going to times it by 5. Because every person you know knows 5 more women that you don't know. And that's probably how you got here today. I probably didn't know you originally. So that's how our business works. Now, of course, so at this point, if you are a brand new consultant, which most of you are, and we've set up a grand opening for you where I'm going to come help you, or your recruiter's going to come and do your first appointment for you, then these are going to be the women that you invite. And of course, we'll book. I'm just looking at my notes here to make sure I don't get off track. We're going to book from that grand opening. We sell at the grand opening, and then we also book appointments for you. So it's kind of like a one-stop shop all in one time, okay? So if you're refreshing your booking, and I want to tell you how to book after your grand opening, because of course you're going to book from party to party to party, but if you want to add more parties to your book in the future, this is how you're going to do it. You're going to make your list. I'm constantly keeping a list because my circles constantly change. I have daughters that are in different sports, different activities, different classes every year. We get involved in different things through church. Our families are involved in so lots of different circles all the time. You're constantly changing. So I'm always keeping a running list of who I know. And what I do from there is I learn to network and I learn to connect through those women on a personal level. You always want to be you. You always want to be real, and you always want to be authentic. And so I have a little sheet. It's going to look like this, okay? And it's going to be in this training class 1, and it's how to break down your list, okay? Because And this is not for your grand opening. Everybody gets invited to your grand opening. But after that, you have to look, when you're booking from there, from the future, you have to kind of use your womanly intuition, is what I call it. We all have it. We're women. We know things before you even tell us, right? So I do the same thing when I'm working on booking appointments. I make my list. And then I take my list and I break it in. This is what that sheet is talking about. I break it into 3 groups. So the first one is going to be, who do you think you could go straight and book a party with? Like, they're just party women. They like to gather. They like to host. You just know that if you talk to her about booking a party, she'll do it simply because she likes to have people over. That's the first group. Okay? Probably going to be your smallest group. The second group is going to be women that you think you could get them to book a party, but you really can't use the word party with them because that sounds like too much work. They have to clean the house, they have to make food, they have to like get rid of their family, which of course you know, we'll talk about this in Coaching Your Hostess, you know that they don't need to make a ton of food, but that's what goes on in their mind. So what you'll do with them is you'll talk to those women about getting with you one-on-one. You'll set up that appointment, you know, you'll let them know, hey, I'm doing 30 faces in 30 days or whatever your script is. We go over lots of different scripts. And so there's actually going to be scripts on on the website as well for Training Class 1. Of course, you know the website, www.mydirectorswebsite.com/Mindy Nguyen, and then you're going to go into training, new consultants, and then all of the classes will be there. So your second group is you're going to use one of your booking scripts and she's going to agree to a one-on-one appointment. And when she does that, then you're going to let her know, you know what, Sally, you just got thinking about it. My goal really is to put the product on 30 faces, and I can do 1 face just as quickly as I can do like 5 faces. So do you have, or 2 faces, 3 faces, whatever you think you can get her to do. So do you have like a couple neighbors or a couple coworkers or, just a couple friends that might be able to come over at the same time that you're doing yours? Like nothing major, just lay back, just something fun, help me get my faces done, and and I'll help you out with free product. A lot of times they'll do that, but if you had said the word party to her originally, or even talked to her about getting friends over initially, it was too much. She needs to be stepped. First step is get her to come over. Second step is invite her to have friends, okay? And of course, you're going to see all of the wording for this on our website, okay? So don't worry too much about that. You can go on and get those scripts, or these are things that we can talk about again when we follow up after this call. The third group is going to be women who, it doesn't matter what you say, like they're very quiet, they're very shy, they're very not social, they're very much introverts. They would never want to be around a group of people, even if you paid them money. So really you need to just work with them one-on-one. Okay, and maybe, you get her to your house and she loves everything, or you go to her house, whatever, and she loves everything so much that she wants more than she can afford. And then you can talk to her about getting a few girlfriends over from there, or, maybe a referral program or something like that. But, the key is some women are not going to book parties immediately if they've not tried Mary Kay, if they don't know what Mary Kay has to offer and they don't know how amazing it is. So don't think they're saying no to you. They're just saying no to Mary Kay right now because they don't even know what's available to them. So sometimes if they've not been on the product, a lot of times, then we need to start with that individual appointment and make it go into a party. That is one of my favorite things to do, is kind of evolve it. You're going to work through it. So make sure you look at that. Okay, and just be clear, when you're talking to someone, women always want to know. Like there's our 4 sets of communication that Mary Kay taught us years and years and years ago. And so number 1 is, here's what I'm doing. You're doing 30 faces, right? Here's what I need. I need to borrow your face. I need to practice on it. Here's what's in it for you. If it's just going to be them one-on-one, give them a lip gloss, give them a hand cream, something for them taking their time. And then, are you with me? What's a good day for you? And those kind of things. And when you are around people, whether you're booking or not, always be a good listener. Mary Kay always taught us that that God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. And so if you listen, you can absolutely hear clues of, maybe why Mary Kay would be a great business for them, which we'll talk about in another training class, or why they would be great to host a party, or how they've got tons of friends, or lots of different things that you can figure out just by listening. So make sure you ask good questions and then listen, because women love to talk about themselves. They just do. So make sure we don't, and they do. Okay, so that's going to be some good things with you. As far as, that was making your contact list. As far as booking your appointment, then booking the appointments, you need to know that it's all in the numbers. It just is, if you ask one person, you're probably going to get 0 bookings. If you ask 5 people, you're probably going to get 1. And if you ask 10, you'll probably get 2 to 3. And it just kind of goes on from there. And so don't take it personally. Ladies, get your big girl panties on. It's just numbers. Anyone that does anything that makes money hears no. So when you hear no too many times, call me. I'll tell you how awesome you are, how much I love you, how you're going to like take over the Mary Kay world, because you are. You just have to believe it before it ever happens. And sometimes you don't believe in you. So you need to call me because I believe in you. And I believe in you because, even if I don't know you that well, at least because I believe in Mary Kay. And I know that it works. But we're going to build a relationship. And I can tell you, I want to believing in you more than anyone in your life, because I can promise you the women in Mary Kay believed in me when I didn't know what end was up. Oh my gosh, we'll talk about that another day. So, you need to let them know when you're booking that, you'll hear, oh, I use MAC or Sephora. I say, oh my gosh, that's awesome. Mary Kay, believe it or not, is actually equivalent to that. I would love to get your opinion on our products to see how you think it compares. That would be amazing to me. Like, don't let them rattle you. Let them know. And not only with all of that, we have a do of a great product. There's other great products out there. But the other benefit they're going to have is they have you. You. Like when your hairdresser, do you want to go to like a different person every time? I certainly don't. I want to sit in the chair. I want her to know me. I don't want to have to describe her. I want her to know me. I don't want to tell her that my hair is fine and frizzy and problem hair. I don't want to remind her that my face is round, so I can't have like super short hair right here because it makes my head look huge. Like, these are things that my hairstylist already knows about me. So it's the same thing with your customers and their skincare and their makeup. They don't want to remind you that they have breakouts if they use sunscreen all the time. Like, you should know these things. So that's how we build these relationships. And so you can book on the phone. You can book on texting. You can book through Facebook. You can book however you want to book. You just have to do it, okay? And I can be here to help you through the way. When you're booking an appointment, you want to give them 2 choices. So I love this about Mary Kay, because we are business owners, and that means we get to be in control. Who loves being in control? You're women. We all do. So you get to book when you are available. And so you always give them 2 choices. So you look at your schedule, you and your family decide when are you going to work your Mary Kay appointments. All right? So for me, I have a lot of flexibility. One of the times I just don't work on Sundays. I don't even know what would have to happen. I do 1 Sunday a year, and that is my Mary Kay holiday open house. Other than that, I don't work on Sundays. It's just my family time. So for me, when I'm booking someone, because I do have flexibility during the day, I love working during the day, I'll just ask them, what's best for them during the day or in the evenings. And if they say during the day, then I usually know it's during the day during the week, so I'll give them like Tuesday or Wednesday. They'll say Wednesday. I'll say, okay, morning or afternoon. We just kind of narrow it down from there. Most of the consultants that are working part-time, a lot of times what you're going to be saying is, what works best for you, Susie, evenings or weekends? And she's going to say weekends. So for me, what I would say is, well, you know what? I work my business on Saturdays, so I have the 10th or the 17th available. What will be best for you? And then she's going to say, let's say she says the 10th. And I'll say, okay, so morning or afternoon, what would work best for you? And then she would say afternoon. I'd say, okay, well, how about at 2 o'clock? How would that work for you? And I just narrow it down. If you're not working a certain time, don't offer it. And if they try to book that time, just say, you know what, I try to set that time aside for my family. So I generally don't do that day. And 99% of the time, they will say to you, I totally respect that. And you're starting a team build there, because no one wants to add on something extra to their schedule and feel like it's going to own them. Mary Kay does not have to own you. You don't have to work your life around Mary Kay. I've always worked my Mary Kay into my life, whatever I was doing. So just know your schedule and always 2 choices, because if you just say, oh, what's good for you? Oh my gosh, it's going to take her so long to get that figured out, because they don't always have the skill that you have of decision making. So help her along with that. Let's see. And are you making it sound fun, or are you making it sound like work? So what we do, Mary Kay Girls Night Out, a pampering party, like don't call it a skincare class, because no one wants to go to class after they've been to work all day. They want to go to a party. They want to have social hour. They want to chill out with their girlfriend. So make sure you're having it sound fun, because it is fun. So make sure we're projecting that. If you're booking from party to party, Then you want to make sure that you have hostess packets ready, and when you're at that appointment, which we'll talk more about that in our next training class, but make sure you have your hostess packet ready and you're ready to schedule her right on the spot. And so we've got some amazing hostess programs that I'm going to talk to you about in the next training class. And of course, when you're booking her, she is going to want to know what she gets for free. So we'll talk about that in just a little bit. And then also 5 ways to make money. So there's lots of different avenues. One is the facial. So it's an individual appointment where you're just going to sit with someone one-on-one, and I love those, but I never try to leave it there. I always try to invite her to model for me at one of the upcoming Success events, because I want her to hear the marketing opportunity and I want her to see the big picture of Mary Kay. Or maybe... or the other thing is I'm going to try to get her to have a Mary Kay get together. I'm going to try to get her to get some friends together, or I'm going to recruit her on the spot. I don't ever want to just leave that facial right then and there. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second way is at parties, obviously, and of course all of those women I want to do the same thing with. I want to add them to my team. I want to get them to model at a Success event. Website, your website sales are going to be another way of income. Catalogs, which are going to be your reorders, and then finally on the go. So that's where you can take a little basket and have all the goodies, wrap it up, you know, whatever the closest holiday is, or if it's just fun lipstick colors or new fragrance or whatever. Always have some things with you if you're at the ball field, if you're at, you know, I don't know what kind of meetings you go to, but whatever you're doing, your church events, like lots of different things. So this is what I want you to think about. You know, we talked a lot about different things today, and our next training class is going to go more into hostess packets and what you do with these hostess once you have them, behind the scenes of a skincare party, and all this kind of things. But I love to hear from you that you've watched this training class video. I want to know what your questions are. I want to know what you loved, what I can help you do. Okay, so I appreciate you taking the time. I love you to pieces, and we are going to set the Mary Kay world on fire because you were born to win.